All right, well, as you can tell from all of my many layers, we're not in Kansas, Sierra Leone anymore. We're actually not too far from Kansas. We're in the US, we're here at a ranch in Texas with our RV, but I don't want to talk too much about the weather. I feel a little bit like a meteorologist at the moment because that's the only thing I can really think about in the moment is how cold it is and how different it is from our life in Sierra Leone. But what I do want to talk about is why we're here in the US, how long we'll be here, give you guys a little bit of a life update. All right, well, I think I got a little bit of wind cover behind the RV. We'll see, hopefully the audio isn't too bad for you guys. I told Sonia when I left the inside of the warm RV just now that the colder the weather is outside, the shorter this video will probably be. So we'll see how quickly I'm able to crank this one out. Essentially, yes, we're back in the US for a trip to visit family and brethren. So we arrived a little over a week ago to Indiana. That's where my side of the family is from. And really, ever since then, we've been furiously trying to tinker with and get this RV that we purchased roadworthy. It's a 24-year-old, 21-foot-long little RV. And our plan was that instead of flying to the 8-9 different destinations across the U.S., that we would prefer to take a road trip, and we prefer to do that by RV. I think part of the reason for that, several reasons, but one of the reasons for that is just to give our family a little bit of normalcy as having a space that we're familiar with. Obviously, we'll be staying in people's houses a lot during our trip, but it's gonna be nice always to be able to come back to the RV after a few days and kind of have a little bit of family time, which is gonna be pretty important because we're planning on being here for about 3 months, which is longer than typical, but we've not been in the US for, our whole family has not been in the US for about 1.5 years. And so we decided that we would take longer periods in Sierra Leone, but then also take longer periods back with family and friends and brethren. So what we're doing, why we're here, is obviously to visit and catch up with family, as it's going to be huge, being able to see parents and grandparents, having our parents spend time with our kids, their grandkids. It's been a long time since that's been able to happen, and so we want to make sure that we make that a priority. But in addition to that, we're here to talk a lot about Sierra Leone with brethren and with those who are supporting us. And so we'll be doing a lot of that, sharing a lot about what God is doing in Sierra Leone. We feel so blessed, and we've learned so much from our time there, been just tremendously benefited from all of that. And so we feel very compelled to be able to share with those who are interested, sharing some about that and giving our brethren additional reasons to praise and glorify God because of what He's doing overseas and abroad. In addition to that, this is also time for refreshment for our family. We do a lot of self-maintenance, a lot of doctor's appointments, a lot of checkups and things like that. But also it's just a really special time for our family where I'm not as busy as I typically am in Sierra Leone on the field. Still have a lot of things going on, but we're able to spend a lot of time as a family and really just enjoy one another through this time. So we'll talk more about that a lot in these future videos. I think over these next few months, I want to talk a lot about some of the different aspects that I've mentioned briefly here. But I just wanted to give you guys a little brief update so you guys know where we're at, what we're doing, how long we'll be doing it. And we're so eager already to go back to Sierra Leone. It's amazing how much we miss our life there, miss our brethren there. But we also feel very passionate about why we're here. And so our hearts are divided in some ways. But that's just the way it is when you live in a place that you feel so blessed and privileged to be able to live in. All right, so it's pretty blistery and cold out here, at least for my standards. And so I'm going to jump back in the warm, toasty RV. It's early morning here, so Sonia has some nice warm pancakes on the stovetop I'm going to enjoy. And then we'll hit the road, and we'll be headed to El Paso, Texas, which is our next destination. We'll be there for a few weeks. All right, I'll catch you guys later in the next video. See ya.